It's morning time and I'm getting kind of hungry. I think I'll have some cereal for breakfast. But you know, I get kind of bored while I'm eating cereal. I think I'll make a graph while I'm doing it. But what I'm going to do is find out how many ounces of cereal are in each box that I have to choose from. So here I am in Publix, and let's see how much cereal, let's see. Oh my gosh, where is one? There's one for 9 ounces. That's got 9 ounces of cereal in it. Okay. And then there's another one that has 12 ounces of cereal right here. All right. Let's see. There's 14 ounces. And there's 24 ounces. 18 ounces. There's another 18 ounce. Pink cereal, I don't know about that. There's 12 ounces. And there's another 12 ounces. 12 ounces. The first thing that we'll do is make a stem and leaf plot from the data that we have from the cereal boxes. I wrote down all the ounces that I have and I put them in order from smallest to largest. So the smallest one I had was 9 ounces. I'm going to put that one first on my stem and leaf plot. And what I'm going to do is everything that I have that's in the tens place is going to be under the stem. All the numbers that are in the ones place will be under the leaf. So since 9 is my smallest number, there is nothing in the tens place, so I'm going to put a 0 there. And the 9 is in the ones place. So that represents 9. Then the next one I had was 12 ounces. 12 has a 1 in the tens place and a 2 in the ones place. I actually had 4 boxes that had 12 ounces in it. So I'm going to put every one, I'm going to list all of them. There's another one, and there's another one. And then I had another box that had 14 ounces and then one with 18 ounces. So 14 and 18. Now what this reads is 12, 12, 12, 12, 14, and 18. The next biggest box I had 20 ounces in it. So the 2 is in the tens place, and that goes under the stem. The 0 is in the ones place, so that goes under the leaf. And the last one that I had 24 ounces in it. So that goes under the leaf as well. This is read 20 and 24. Stem and leaf plots are really easy to make, and they're really easy to read too, as long as you have the key. The key is very important. That tells you exactly how to read the stem and leaf plot. So I'm going to put the key down here, and the key says that everything on the left-hand side or under the stem is in the tens place. And then whatever's on the right-hand side of the line is in the ones place. Now I could have picked any of these numbers, but since I have so many 12s, I just figured, hey, let's use 12. And that's read as 12. And so that's what the key means in the stem and leaf plot. The next thing we'll do is make a histogram. I already have the frequency table all set up and ready to go. I have 4 different intervals. These are the intervals, and each interval has, let's count, 9, 10, 11, 12. Has 4 values in each interval. You always have to count the one that you start with also. So let's go ahead and make a histogram out of this data right here. And a histogram looks very much like a bar graph, only it's not quite the same thing. Histograms always have intervals, and the intervals are, in this case, like we already said right here, the ounces of cereal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this interval first, 9 through 12, and these are ounces of cereal. Then I'm going to put 13 through 16 here. Then I'll have 17 through 20. And then 21 through 24. Now what I have on this side is the frequency of the number of ounces in the cereal boxes. So on the left-hand side of my graph, I'm going to start with 0, but I'll go all the way up to 5, and I can go a little bit farther if I want, but I'll just go up to 5 this time. So I'll mark 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to have, what this means is between 9 and 12 ounces of cereal, 5 boxes have that much cereal in them, have that much ounces in them. So the 9 to 12 interval will start at 5, because that's how many have 9 to 12 ounces. And then the next one is 13 to 16. Only one cereal box had that many ounces, between 13 and 16. So I'll come over here to the 1, and on a histogram, the bars are going to touch each other. So I'll come over here to the 1, and I'll make that. Now this says that one cereal box has 13 to 16 ounces in it. Now let's check the next one, 17 to 20 ounces. There are 3 cereal boxes that have that much. So I'll come over to the 3. I'm going to come up this way and go over. So 3 cereal boxes have between 17 and 20 ounces. And then the last one is 21 to 24 ounces. Only one has that. So we'll come back over here and make our graph look like this, our histogram. So this can be read. Now first of all, remember, you have to label your graph. Every graph has to be labeled. This are the ounces down here, and these are the boxes up there. Now if I was to say, how many boxes of cereal have between 13 and 20 ounces in them? Well, I would look here. 13 to 20 is going to be 1 box with that much and 3 boxes with that much. So I would say 4 boxes of cereal have between 13 and 20 ounces. If I wanted to say how many cereal boxes do we have altogether, I would count them. I would count 5 boxes have that much, so there's 5 boxes. And then I have 1 box here, so that's 6. And then I have 3 boxes here, so that's 9. And then I have 1 more box here, so that's 10 boxes of cereal. If I was to say which one has the biggest frequency, then I would come over here, because this is the frequency over here. Whichever one's tallest has the biggest frequency. So the 9 to 12 ounces would have the biggest frequency right there. Histograms are very easy to use, and they're very easy to make. So have fun with that. While I was out having my breakfast, I was watching the birds, and I noticed there were 35 birds that I saw. So I made a circle graph, and 46% of the birds I saw were red, 23% of the birds I saw were black, and 17% of the birds I saw were yellow, while 14% were blue. Now if I wanted to find out how many actual birds are red, all I have to do is multiply 0.46, because I can never multiply by a percent, 0.46 times the 35 birds, the total. So 0.46 times 35 equals 16. So I saw 16 red birds. And then if I want to find out how many black birds I saw, I'll just multiply 0.23 times the total of all the birds I saw, and that's 8. 8 birds. So I saw 8 blackbirds. Then the yellow birds were 17 times 35, and that equals 6. So there were 6 yellow birds. And the last one I saw was 14.14 times 35 was 5 bluebirds. So this one was 16, this one is 8, this one is 6, and that one is 5 bluebirds. So if you have the total amount in a circle graph, then you can find out using the percentage how many of each individual thing that you saw.